Hello everyone, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. Okay, so if you remember this pumpkin plant the other day, I was out here pruning it and in a video showing you how to prune, talking about why you need to prune this type of plant and prune it often. If you remember, I found squash vine borers, okay? Now at that time, there was no physical evidence that this plant had been under attack or had even had the squash vine borer in it because it was still very early along in the attack. Now, what I am seeing, even though I have treated it, since then, I'm now seeing the evidence externally that this plant has been attacked. And there's the problem. Once you notice that the plant is wilting in the middle of the day and that you know that it has had sufficient watering, right? And it's still wilting, it's almost too late. At that point, your plant is probably going to die. So here are just a few quick tips on after you have treated your plant, whether you're doing that with hot sauce and Vaseline, BT, or some other method. You have treated for the squash vine borer. A couple of things that you need to do. If you can get your hands on some good worm castings, I highly suggest that you put that around the root, called the root zone of your plant. Just put a couple of good handfuls, cover it back up with some mulch. Something else you can do, if you can get a hold to worm tea or some other organic foliar spray, even made from a manure, spray that plant down very good for a couple of nights in a row, okay? And let the leaves reabsorb some nutrients so it can begin to heal itself. Something else, if you're like me and you do sustainable watering, it means that you're not going to water your plants every single day. You're going to need to water that plant every single day. And the reason is now it's had some pretty bad damage in the stem. And the stem is where most of the nutrients are coming up out of the ground and being transported to the rest of the plant. And the same with the water. So you just need to, almost like an IV, you just need to give it a little bit of tender, loving care. Okay, guys? Something else you can do is heavy prune it a little more. Now, I pruned a good bit of this plant off, but what I'm going to do now is anywhere there are leaves that I just simply don't need, like if there's not a flower, let me show you. So let me show you guys. If there is a leaf beside where you have a flower coming up like this, you want to leave this leaf. But in areas like this where there is no leaf right here, I'm just going to take that leaf off. All right, I'm going to take this leaf off. And the reason I'm going to do that, guys, is I simply don't need them. All right, I want my plant to put its nutrients back into healing itself and to finishing up this pumpkin. Right in the middle of videoing, Samson decides to go on a jungle hunt. Hey, my baby. Hi, tell everybody hello. So for the ones of you that maybe haven't seen him, this is Samson, our Dogo Argentina, and he was obviously playing Chase the cat. This is Killer the Born cat. She is our rescue, and she's doing amazing too. Obviously, that's why I have a leash around my neck. So if I need to grab him quickly, I have a way to contain him. He is in training, so he doesn't always listen. But I hope this video helps you with the supportive care for your plant. It's not just getting rid of the squash vine borer in that minute, and now that's the most important thing. But afterwards, if the damage was extensive, you could still lose your plant. So I hope that these little tips I gave you, water it daily, get some kind of good organic foliar spray going in the evening so it's got time to absorb before the daylight the next day. Get your plant sprayed down every day, a couple of days in a row. Add some worm castings or really good organic compost around the root zone. Okay, mulch it in pretty good. Get rid of all those extra leaves you just don't need, guys. Give that plant every chance to recover because squash vine borer is not a joke. They do tremendous damage to the inside of your plant. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching Starkey Farmstead. Thank you for letting us row in your boat and you rowing in mine. Please like, comment, and subscribe.